Alert the other Rangers at once.
Right away, Zordon. Aye, aye, aye.
Yes, Zordon. Oh, I'm on it. Time for.
Hold on, guys. What's up, Zordon? I'll be right there.
And welcome everyone to Nerds Corner Podcast. That's a little bit longer of an intro that we had, but for good reasons, because we have the OG mentor himself. Would you like to introduce yourself, my good sir?
Hi there, my name is David J. Fielding, and I played Zordon on the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers.
And as always, you know who we are. I'm Way of the Lock. Here's my co-host.
And I'm Alan. And I'm Alan the Lone Wolf here.
Yes. And we just want to thank you again for coming on this podcast with us. I almost didn't believe it when Alan sent me the screenshot of when you commented, "Oh, we can talk about it on the podcast," and I went, "Is that a yes?" I didn't hear a yes. I didn't hear a no. The OG mentor. Let's go. But there was one photo which you commented on, which we want to talk about, which was, I guess, from what the photo said, you were only filmed once and was paid $150. Would you like, if you can, if you're able to, would you be able to go more into that? Like, was there any royalties, or was it like just straight $150?
No, at the time, that was the standard non-union day player contract that was used throughout Hollywood for projects that were filmed and pilots that were being made at the time. So the non-union contract at that time, the base rate was $150. So there wasn't anything unusual about that. Unfortunately, because the first several seasons of the show were non-union, everybody was underpaid. And because they never filmed me again after that, I was not paid as an on-screen actor. I would only get paid whenever I would go into the recording studio to do the voice for the character. And those sessions were always booked in a 2-hour block, which was $75 per hour. So I was guaranteed at least $150 for every session that I went in. But as I only did the voice for the first 31 episodes, and I recorded 3, 4, maybe 5 episodes at a time, I didn't go into the studio that often. And so overall, I think, honestly, I made less than $1,000 on the show, and they made $1 billion the first year. So it seemed a little bit, wow, that's kind of sucky. But,
Yeah.
I mean, that's a typical story that 1,000 other actors can tell you. They kind of ran into the same thing, and that's how the system was for a long time. I don't know if it still operates that way. I haven't been doing anything like that for a very long time. So
I know from what because one of the Rangers we interviewed was the Black Wild Force Ranger.
Yeah,
and he was luckily when he came in, Wild Force was a union show. Yeah. So I think he said there was a lot of stuff that was different than back then.
Oh, yeah, because the union show, I mean, they had a 40 or 50-hour work week. They weren't doing 12 to 14-hour days like the non-union cast. Because when the original cast was filming during our initial first season, they were working 6 days a week, 12 to 14 hours a day. And even on their day off, they would have to go into the studio to do ADR recording. So it's not like they had like a day off, really.
Yeah.
What exactly is an ADR, like the sessions or whatever? Would you know anything about that?
Oh,
what are like the ADR sessions? Like, do you know anything about that? Or
I'm not really sure what you're asking. Your voice is really close to the mic, so it sounds very kind of like blowed out. And
you said that they would come back for like do the ADR sessions.
Yeah.
Like, do you know what is that exactly, or do you know anything about that, or?
Yeah. Those ADR sessions were for like pickup lines that would get lost during the actual filming. So if they had lines and they were filming like during a fight scene, and the sound was too muffled when they were doing the scene, on the Sunday they would go into the recording studio to overdub those lines so that it would sound on the show whenever you watched it on television.
Okay. Now with you just being the voice of Zordon, were you ever able to like be on the were you ever like on the set or get to meet any of the actors?
Not really, no. I mean, they used my face throughout the life of the character. So from season 1 all the way through In Space, anytime they showed Zordon, that was my face. But I only did the voice for the 31 episodes. And the only time I got to be on set was I had the opportunity to visit the juice bar. And
Okay.
I went to Ernie's juice bar, but there was nobody there. It was just me. I was like, oh, that's very cool. And, they had the sign like I've got back there behind me.
Oh, nice.
But that was like the only time I was ever there. I never got a chance to visit the command center set. I never visited the House of the Book where they filmed the outside of the command center because I was too busy doing other jobs. I was busy working and doing.
I was gonna say, so if you don't mind going into that, so what were you doing besides the voice of Zordon? Was there anything else? What were you doing?
I wasn't auditioning like I wanted to do because, again, like I said, even though I was on this TV show that had not yet gone to air yet, they were still producing it at the time. So I was working day jobs. I was delivering mail for a company. I was doing other odd jobs. And was slowly and surely getting burned out living in LA doing all that stuff because you spend a lot of time in your car driving up the 405 and the 101, going from here to there, and it's very draining. And it was very disappointing to visit agents and casting directors and say, "Hey, I'm on this TV show," and they're like, "We've never heard of that show," because it hadn't aired yet. And a lot of them looked at me like I was just making up stuff, and I went out to LA in a very late age because I was 29 when we filmed and 30 years old by the time the show went on the air. So I didn't have a whole lot of tolerance for the BS that people go through in order to get cast and that kind of thing. And so the bloom on the rose of Hollywood fell off really quickly for me. So I wasn't, too eager to bend over backwards to try to make it as a TV star or something like that. So,
I wasn't. I didn't mean to interrupt you, but were there any memorable moments while you were in the studios?
Oh yeah. I had a great time. I got to learn a new skill, which was doing voiceover for projects. I had gone to school for acting for a long time, and so I was very conditioned to be a performer, to be out in front and do all that sort of thing. And it was a real education and a real fun time learning how to do voice work for other things, because not only was I doing the voice of Zordon, but because I knew the engineers and other things, they said, "Hey, would you mind doing a test voice for this character?" Or I'm working on a project this weekend. Would you come down and record a voice for a film strip that I'm doing? So I know one of the engineers was working on like a biblical film strip for that went out to schools in the area. So I got to do the actual voice of God. And I also got to do voices for other little projects. And I got paid to do loop group kind of stuff where I would go to a studio and they would show a scene of a movie that took place like in a restaurant, and there's lots of people in the background, and I would make up dialogue along with another actor that was at a very low volume. You would never hear it in the movie, but we provided like the background noise of those people having conversations. So I learned how to do all that, and I had a great time working on the show. I had no problem with the show itself. That wasn't the reason why I left LA. But yeah, it was just what it is, and I didn't have the time to audition as much as I would like to. So that was that.
Go ahead, Alan.
So in the unaired pilot, they changed Zordon. It went from Eltar to Zordon, or Zoltar to, yeah.
Right. Correct.
And the command center looked a whole bunch different.
Yep. Yeah, they had to film two different versions of the pilot because the first one, they didn't want to do all of the head kicks because in the original Lost Pilot with Audrey Dubois as the Yellow Ranger, if you notice the fight in the bowling alley, they do a lot of like head kicks to the guys, and so they wanted to remove that. And the Zordon figure, the Zoltar figure, looked like a big globe of Jello, and they wanted to change that, which I'm grateful for because you can actually see that it's my face now. Yeah. So that was very cool. But yeah.
So, how did you hear and/or acquire the role of Zordon? Like, how did you first hear about it?
So this is a little bit of a long story.
Okay.
So I wanted to be an actor when I was in high school. And after I graduated high school, I did a year and a half of junior college. And then I went to do my undergraduate schooling at a school in Texas called Southwest Texas State University, which was in the town of San Marcos, just below Austin, Texas. And while I was there, I made a lot of friends doing a lot of theater, a lot of plays. And when I graduated from that program, I was going to go get my master's degree in theater at the University of Pittsburgh. But a lot of my friends that I had made at Southwest Texas were going to move out to California because we all had aspirations to work in the movies or work in TV and that sort of thing. So while I went to the East Coast to get my master's degree, a lot of my friends moved out to California. And 3 years after I finished getting my master's degree, which took 3 years, I then went out to California. And so when I got there, I had a network of friends. And one of those friends was a wonderful woman by the name of Stacy Fish, who was working at Saban Entertainment at the time as a production person on their the movies that they would go straight to video that Saban was making at the time. And so 2 months after I moved to LA, Stacy called me and said, "Hey, I'm working as second AD on this kids television pilot called Dino Rangers. And there's a role that..."
Oh.
Nope.
Hold on. You kind of froze on us. Uh-oh. Technical difficulty, guys. Oh no, he froze. What happened? Oh no. Oh no, he froze. Technical difficulties, guys. David froze on us.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Oh, this is embarrassing. What happened? I'm trying
Bear with us, guys.
Yes. What if I go here, move him, add him back? Hold on. Give us one moment. Hold on.
Yeah, give us a moment, guys.
Yes. Hold on. Apologies for that. We haven't had that happen in a long time. He should be coming back on, though, hopefully. Hold on. Oh, wait, when the story was getting good, too. He was getting the good part.
He sent me an email.
Huh?
He sent me an email. He said, "Just lost power."
Oh, shit. Hope everything's okay.
I hope so, too.
Yeah.
I'll see if he can come back on.
Alright. I'll also make sure everything's okay, too. That's the important thing. We care about safety here in the Nerds Corner. Alan froze right now, but that's because he's emailing Zordon guys.
I'm back.
Okay.
I've just gotta wait for him to come back on, or email me back or whatever.
While we wait, James, you want to explain this? What was that comment you were talking about? James, you want to talk about this? What do we talk about this, James? From the game.
Sanitarium or sanitarium, whatever. We can ask him when he comes
Oh yeah,
back.
we could. Yeah, that's true. Well, I want him to finish his story first.
Yeah.
It was right at the part.
I don't know if they're having like a storm over there or not. That's what I'm saying. Like
I can't remember what. He's Eastern or is he Central?
Central.
Central. Okay.
Like I don't know what the weather's like over there or whatnot, or,
Oh yeah.
or what exactly happened, or
Oh, it's depending too if he's. I can't remember if it was the northern or the southern states that get the craziest weather. And here I thought Rochester. Oh, okay. I get you, James. I got you. James recognized him from outside. That's like with when we interviewed Jack and James mentioned a show. I think it was a movie that we didn't know.
Counterpunch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Jack knew, we didn't know, and then it just proved that James is the old head out of us three. If I'm not mistaken, James, I think you got me beat by 10 years. Because I think you're, what, 42 to my 32? I think so. I might be mistaken. I have comments turned? Oh, they can see the comments on the stage. I've got to have that turned on. Hopefully everything gets... It's okay. Them power outages be nasty. Yeah, we'll definitely have to bring that up. Oh, who's that? Oh, you're 43. Okay, damn. That's the name of the school I went to, James. Was 43. So yeah, you got me beat by like 10, 11 years. 10 or 11 years. Okay. Yeah, you definitely got me beat. You. James over here, an old head. It's okay though. I am an old head as well. Ah, man, what do we talk about while we wait? Hopefully everything's okay. But yeah, no, James, I'll definitely bring up this movie you were talking about. I wonder how old that movie is. Have I even heard about it? Let's find out, guys. Da 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 da. I'm a dance monkey. Gotta entertain my guests. Gotta entertain the guests. Da 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 da. Entertain the guests. Look at my head sway. Watch Yang come on. Yang's gonna be like, "What's Zordon? Technical difficulties. Please hold." Nah, I think he's at Tim Hortons though. Yo, not the granddad. I'm like the granddad of the group, and it's a game. I didn't know he voiced in a game. What? Hold on. Watch me actually know what the game is. Oh, that's the song. We want the game. The video game. It's okay, if you're the granddad, that means I'm the dad. Alan's gonna be the child. There we go. Alan comes to me, and he goes, "Dad, what are we doing?" "Ah, go talk to your granddad." Yeah, I've never heard of this game. Huh. It's on Steam, though. Sanctum. Yeah. That's what it looks like, Alan. I know you got your mic muted, but I wanted to keep you, keep her informed. Oh, it's on Android? Toy. As long as you don't ask for an allowance. Yo! As long as you don't ask for allowance. He's that granddad. You ain't getting an allowance from your granddad. Shit, that's funny. That is too hilarious, James. Oh, by the way, while we have you in the chat, James, did you have any more guesses for the surprise guest that I want to try and surprise Alan with? Because I know Alan was trying to guess some before we started the live. Let me know if you got any guesses, James. Meanwhile, I am going to say, what is this? Oh, that's that. You know what? Hey, let's start a poll, guys. Look at that. We got a poll right here. Favorite Power Rangers. Time Force, Wild Force, In Space, Mystic Force. I'm still tempted. What is this? What'd you say? I'm still tempted to guess Happy Hogan. I ain't gonna lie. That would be cool to get Happy Hogan on there. That definitely would be cool. But it's not Happy Hogan. It's not. I think I would understand why you would say Happy Hogan. Oop, hide. I meant to say hide that.
He hasn't gotten back to me yet, so
It's just, hey, it happens. We can't
yeah, I
plan for
hope.
everything.
I know,
I've
but
had-
I'm saying I hope he gets back to me.
Yeah. I remember there was what was that, a week or 2 weeks ago, there was a car crash that happened just around the corner, knocked the
Yeah.
power out of the whole neighborhood. Like my work, my house, my neighbor's house, all the houses in the neighborhood, the power got knocked out.
Wow.
Yeah, and it was all because of a car crash. I went out to go investigate, and it was a semi truck and a car, and something happened to where like the back of the car was wedged underneath the semi truck, and I guess it must have bumped it into the power pole, and it knocked out power.
Oh wow.
Luckily though, there was already a firefighter on the scene because the fire truck was in the parking lot of Salvatore's. So that was like a happy lucky accident right there.
Yeah.
Yet the firefighters eating pizza, all of a sudden they got a call. Oh, what? We're here right now. They thought they were going to enjoy their pizza. They said nope.
But yeah, if anything, we can always have him reschedule if anything.
Yeah, if need be.
Yeah, like if need be. But I'm still gonna wait for him to like see if he gets back.
Cause I wanna hear it. He had his one friend who was working for Saban, and he was just about to get into the Zordon part. I just know it. I want to know how he did. I want one of the questions I had for him was Oh, what did James say? Hold on.
Elite New York style pie too.
Oh, hi, yes, exactly, the elite New York style pie. That's Roger. Hold on, what is it? Let me represent, guys. Yeah, Salvatore's right there. Upstate New York pizza, the best pizza, Salvatore's. I'm not biased, you're biased. I've never had anybody come up to me though with my Salvatore's hat and scream at me, Salvatores.com. I missed that commercial. I definitely missed that commercial.
I don't know if I should resend him the link or.
I don't think so. If you want to, just in case. Like you can even put in the message. I'm trying to think. You can put in the message. In case you need the link again, here you go.
Yeah, that's what I can do.
Yeah. No rush though. Yeah. Yeah, but there was a few more other questions too. Basically, the process of how he discovered the voice. What was the other one I had? Oh, we talked about favorite moments. Busted into wait, what? I nearly busted into Billy Joel's. Wait, nearly burst into Billy Joel, then remembered that mentions. Wait, what? Hold on. Nearly burst into Billy Joel, then remembered that mentions Salvatore's. Does it? What do you mean? Explain, James, please. You confuse me, good sir. As I say in my homeland, de donde estás? That's what I say when I'm confused.
Yeah, send him the link again, be like, just in case he needs the link again.
Okay. Hey, what's up, Mando?
What's up, Mando? We had some technical difficulties.
Yeah, we had Zordon here. Something happened at where his power got knocked out. As far as we know, everything's okay. But we will keep you guys posted. So for now, you're stuck with me and Alan here. Just got my glasses from TikTok. Oh hell yeah! Got your glasses from TikTok?
Yeah.
Did a review on them? I'll have to check that out. But yeah,
I'll
guys,
check that out too.
I do see we have 4 people viewing right now. we had Zordon. There's a bit of a an error where the power went out on his end. As far as we know, everything's good. Nothing too bad. But hopefully everything's all good on his end, and we're gonna wait a bit.
Yeah. So it might be a really long episode. Depends on how long we have to wait.
True. Exactly.
He's getting to a very good part of the story too.
I know. For those of you who missed it, he was talking about how he discovered/acquired the role of Zordon.
Okay, he just sent me back an email.
Okay.
He said, I'll message you as soon as it comes back on. Sorry. And he said, yeah, everything is okay.
Okay, good. As long as everything's alright. Because there's like a lot of different factors that comes in about, like a lot of different factors that evolves around power outage. Whether that be a pole, one of the poles got knocked down, a storm. Especially if he's in the central time. Depending on the state, I think the more southern states, those are more prone to those big storms. Not hurricanes though. I don't think any hurricanes hit the central part. Billy Joel mentioned Salvatore's in the song "Good Night." Dada, you looking at Salvatore's? Hold on, really? Hold on. Let me look up the lyrics. What?
I think there's from a certain vampire TV show, those characters with the last name of Salvatore.
Hold on, I wanna look up this one song James is talking about. Don't worry, I'm not gonna play it because obviously copyright reason. But I am gonna look at the lyrics.
Yeah.
Where is it? Hold on. What did he say? Salvatore? Mention Salvatore's. Alright, let's see if we can find it. Number of corpse. I want to spot it. I'm going to spot that. I'm going to spot it.
But while we're waiting...
While we're waiting, and I'm looking at lyrics.
There's, I don't know if it's like on YouTube still.
I do not see
I think you can watch the last episode of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers.
Can you?
I think so.
Bro,
I think it's on YouTube somewhere.
Hold on. Bet that's what we're gonna find while we wait. We will find the lost episode together, everybody.
I mean, I've seen it before, but like
I have not. I didn't even know there was a lost pilot episode until
there was.
I think someone else was talking about it. Hold on.
And it was still called Day of the Dumpster too. So
lost pilot episode Power Rangers. Oh, Day of the Dumpster. I see. Hold on. How do I share the screen? I'm gonna share my screen. Hold on.
Okay. Because I was gonna say, does it say lost episode with it, or Day of the Dumpster with the lost episode, or whatever?
Alright, you can see it, right?
Yeah.
Alright. Oh wait, did I?
I think it's.
Hold on. Hold on. Hold on.
He's back.
Hold on. We got him. Woo!
I am so sorry.
It's okay.
It's all good. You had us worried there, and I was like, I hope everything's okay.
Yeah, the power just went out, and now it's back. So
okay.
Do you remember where you left off?
Yes. I remember he left off. It was his one friend who was looking at Saban.
Yeah, Stacy Fish was working as a production assistant on the movies that they would do that would go straight to video back then. And she called me up one day saying, "Hey, I'm working as second assistant director on this kids television pilot called Dino Rangers. They have a part that they're trying to cast, and I think you'd be great for it. You want to come down and read for it?" And I was like, "Yeah, that's why I came to LA." And I went down to the building expecting there to be like 15,000 other people. I would go into a room, read the lines into a camera, and then go home and never hear anything again. But when I got down there, I found out it was just me and another gentleman. And they said, "We're going to cast this part tonight. Are you available to film next week?" And I, of course, said, yeah, of course I will be available. And they gave us each the lines that they wanted us to read. And he went to one corner and I went to another, and we practiced. And he went in first and was in the room with everybody for about 20 minutes, 25 minutes. And then he came out and left, and I went in. I met the director, the producers. I met the original cast. They had me stand up on a table, and I read the opening speech that Zordon gives in the pilot episode. And when I was finished, Austin St. John turned to everybody and said, "Well, I think we found our Zoltar." And I went home, and 2 hours later, they gave me a call saying, "Congratulations, you got the part. This is where you're going to film next week."
Nice.
And
Did
following,
you say? I don't mean to interrupt, but you said they had you stand on a table.
yeah, because they wanted me to be above the cast because they were down on the front row.
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah, that makes sense. Yes.
Yeah. So yeah, that's how that worked.
And there was a time when did they still use your face during in space?
They used my face in space, yeah, but it was not my voice. Bob Manahan was still doing the character at that point.
That's what I thought. Like, it wasn't. I knew it was part of. I didn't think it was season 2 or 3 when they transitioned, but you said it was like 31 episodes you did.
The last episode I recorded was Calamity Kimberly, and I believe that's episode 31 during the first season. So yeah.
Oh, wasn't that the one Kimberly got kidnapped, right?
No, she was in a plane, and I think her uncle passed out, and she had to fly the plane by herself or something like that.
Oh shit, I don't know. I remember that. I'm not to rewatch that one.
Yeah.
I do have one question. Hold on, Alan. So, how did you, when it came to the voice of Zordon, how did you discover the voice?
So while I was reading the lines, and the only explanation I was given about the character was he's a 10,000-year-old wizard and he's trapped in a time warp. That was the only information that I was given. I was told about the show and what it was, and because I grew up watching Ultraman and Spectre-Man and Battle for the Planets and several other Japanese shows that got dubbed for American audiences, I was very familiar with the concept of what tokusatsu was. And so I was like, oh yeah, I know what this is. I get it. I know what you guys are trying to do. And I could hear the other gentleman in the room across from me because it was like a big hallway outside of a conference room. So I could hear him on the opposite side of me practicing his take. And he was doing sort of like a mad scientist type voice. He had a much higher pitched, it was like, "Rangers, attend the viewing globe." And it was kind of like this very sort of cartoony, much more of a Rita and the Bad Guys type of character. That's what it sounded like. But for me, because of my my acting training, because of my love of mythology and superhero culture and stuff like that, I thought, no, this character needs to be a very sort of bigger than life kind of character. His vocal, he needs to motivate people with just his voice. So I was thinking to myself, this guy is kind of like Zeus on Mount Olympus. He's the king of the gods. He's this very large, very powerful, deep. So I wanted to go with a very deep, resonant, commanding type voice, and I guess it worked because I ended up getting the job.
They went, evil person? Wise old mentor. Going with the wise old mentor. Give it to me.
How did it feel being like the very first mentor of like in the Power Rangers, like the Power Rangers world?
Well, that impact didn't really hit me until way later because when we were doing the show, at that time we had no idea what it was going to be like. Because we were recording episodes in like early 1992, the show, or early 1993, January, February, March, that time of year. So the show wasn't on the air yet, and we had no idea how it was going to be received. I was thinking that, it was kind of like a kid's Saturday morning cartoon show. It'll be on for about a year, and then they'll replace it with something else. I didn't look at it as anything other than that. It was a job. It was very cool to be working in the industry and that kind of thing. But I wasn't given it any sort of like, what's the impact of this going to be? But later on, 20 years later, around 2008, 2009, something like that, once Facebook came along, and I started to get messages from people saying, hey, weren't you the guy who played Zordon on the Power Rangers? And I was like, yeah, whatever happened to that show? And that's when I started to go, oh, wow, this thing is still going on. I didn't realize that. I had no idea what was going on. So the first convention I ever attended was Teka Shokan in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania in 2011. And that was the first time I stood in front of a crowd of Power Rangers fans and understood how much they loved the character, how much that it meant to them, and the impact at that point. That's when it started to hit me that, oh, this is much bigger than I thought. And I've been trying to live up to that ever since. So, yeah.
We appreciate it, because as someone who grew up with Power Rangers, the characters, as me and my one friend puts it, we resonate with.
Yeah.
And mentor wise, Zordon was on top of the list of like these mentor like figures that like helped us, stay on the clear path, like the good path, if that makes sense.
Yeah. I mean, I've had people tell me that I scared them because I was so big and it was just a head, and how does where's his body, that kind of thing. But I mean, I appreciate Zordon as a mentor because if you look at other superhero teams like the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles or the X-Men, for example. Which I was very excited about because when Power Rangers first went on the air, we shared an hour block. It was Power Rangers and the X-Men cartoon. And I was like, oh, that's very cool. We got this little connection. But Zordon couldn't help his team. He couldn't physically fight with them. Like Master Splinter could help the Turtles by jumping in the fight and going up against Shredder and that kind of thing. Yeah. Zordon couldn't do that. And I think that was a great thing for kids who were like 5, 6, 7, 8 years old to understand that there was somebody who said, I'm always going to be in your corner. I'm right there behind you. I know that you can do this. You're a Power Ranger. I know that you can do this. And I think that's Zordon's greatest power, is that he's always supportive. He's always going to have the Rangers back, So.
Yeah, in many ways, he's like a TV father to us all.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then there was something one of our viewers, James, mentioned. I don't know if it's gonna ring any bells, but he said he recognized your name as Dr. Jacob Morgan from the game.
Wow, that's very cool. Yeah, once I left LA, I moved back to Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and I did some work for a computer game company called Dreamforge Entertainment, and I did voices for several of their D&D games. They did Stone Prophet, Menzo Berenson, and then they did this game called Sanitarium, which takes place inside the player's mind. There are all these different chambers and rooms, and of course, my character, Dr. Jacob Morgan, ends up being like the bad guy. He's the one who's manipulating the player and trying to do this thing. So that's a very deep cut. That's very cool.
Yes.
Thank you.
As James put, he was an excellent antagonist.
Yeah, Sanitarium was a fun game. It was very cool.
Yes. James is all old head, but he's got me beat by, I think it's 11 years. He's like 43.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. What else? There was something else. Oh, my brain.
When you said you were familiar with like Ultraman and all that, did you also watch like the Sentai counterpart to Mighty Morphin, or did you just watch like Ultraman?
I've watched a number of episodes of Zoo Ranger, and I try to keep up with some of the later series of Power Rangers because I meet new cast members all the time at conventions, and they're all so great. I don't know what it is about the water that they drink during casting process, but they always seem to get the people that have like these big big hearts. They're very heroic in themselves. So I try to keep up with what is going on in the show. I have no idea what they're going to do with it now. I know that Hasbro's working with Disney Plus to do like a reboot or something like that. So we'll see.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, hey Disney, if you ever come across this, get back Michael, man. Get back David. Why did I say Michael?
Yeah.
Get back David. Bring back the OG. What were you gonna say, Alan?
I was going to say the same thing.
There was two things I always wondered. So when it came to Power Rangers in space, when you first heard about Zordon's final appearance, what was your first reaction to it?
I was like, oh, okay, so they got rid of the character, and what I found out later on was that at the time that was going to be the bow. They were going to end the series there, and that was going to be the thing. That was going to be the end of it. That was before they sold it to Disney the first time or whatever. Yeah. And so I watched the Countdown to Destruction episodes and thought, okay, it was a good way for the character to go out. It was consistent with his staunch stance that he was going to be the good guy, all the way to the bitter end. And, the sacrifice that he makes, I think is, very heroic in the long line of heroic tradition of doing it for the greater good of everything. And, I think it was a lot of pressure to put on Andros to do that kind of thing, but Andros was a stand-up guy and got the job done. So yeah.
Yes.
Did you watch the Once and Always special?
I did, yeah, and I found it very interesting because that was the first time that one of the original Rangers acknowledges that Zordon may still be alive, that he's still out there. Because for the longest time, whenever people would say, hey, we need to bring back Zordon, I'm like, don't do that. You'll cheapen the sacrifice if you bring him back. Just let Zordon, stay dead or whatever. But in my mind, in my experience, I don't think Zordon is ever really dead because he was never really there to begin with. He was a projection into this dimension that was, trapped in this sort of time warp. So when Andros shattered the power chamber, he just severed the connection. He didn't actually physically destroy Zordon. At least that's in my head. But I mean, it's science fantasy. You can do whatever you want to.
I was gonna say it also shows how smart Billy is because of how towards the end of once I'm brain fog. What was the special called again?
Once and Always.
Thank you. It shows how smart Billy was because in once what I did the brain fog again. You said once and always, right?
Yes.
Yes. He was
Take
able
a deep
to.
breath.
Yes, he was able to not discover, but he had the key component to actually communicate with Zordon or have the tools. Because at the end, he puts the pieces together where what is it? And this is spoilers if nobody's seen it. But the one guy Zados, Zordon speaks through him.
Yeah.
And Billy starts to put and then Billy starts to put like, wait a minute, maybe Zordon actually is alive, and it just really shows like how like smart Billy has become.
Yeah, Russell Curry and I talked that it would have been really cool, if my voice had been filtered over his when he said, "May the power protect you." That would have been very, very cool.
Yes.
So, yeah.
I think I know why I was having that brain fart. It's because Zordon's here. My bad. Starstruck. I get that.
I kind of had like an idea going on in my head, like I don't know how long ago, but I would have loved to see a prequel with Zordon and Rita and how Zordon got trapped in that energy tube.
Have you read any of the Boom comic books? Because I think they delved into that. So
I read a little bit of it. I read a little bit of it.
Yeah, I think they did an amazing job with the comics, and I was always in favor of them doing like an animated series and bringing us all back to do the voices and stuff. We got to do the live read at Power Morphicon of Kyle Higgins' Shattered Grid, and that was really, really cool. So yeah.
So there was when it came to Zordon's final moment, the last appearance we see of, if I'm corrected, is Rita, where after she gets turned to good in Mystic Force, it's revealed the creator of magic, or I can't remember her actual title, but it was stated that
She's the Mystic Mother.
Yeah, she's the Mystic Mother. Like Rita became the Mystic Mother,
Yeah.
which is the good of all magic.
Yeah.
Yes. And there's also a theory within Mystic Force. I don't know how true it is, but the evil presence from Lord Zed became the master in Mystic Force.
I did not know that.
I did not know.
But that's just a theory that I heard somewhere.
I'm trying to think. I don't think I have any more questions. Unless anyone in the chat or Alan, do you have any more questions for Zordon here?
I don't think I do.
I think I covered all my bases.
Again, I apologize for the power outage. I had no control over that.
It happens. Fine. The main important thing is, as long as you're okay, because I know sometimes
it kind of makes sense. I had a robot companion that would mess up the command center from time to time. So
there we go. Alpha made a mistake.
Alpha made a mistake.
Alpha, we need better connections. Come on now.
What's wrong with the viewing globe?
Oh my goodness. Alpha, get it back online. But we thank you again for coming to the Nerds Corner. The Nerds Corner.
Yeah, thank you.
Hopefully you everyone watching this y'all enjoyed. And as always, guys, I'm Way of the Lock.
And I'm Alan the Lone Wolf.
Stay nerdy, or as Zordon would say,
may the power protect you. Alert the other Rangers at once.
Right away, Zordon. Aye, aye, aye.
Yes, sir. Oh, I'm on it. Time for.
Hold on, guys. What's up, Zordon? I'll be right there.